haven't been consistently in my New York studio for a while. It's been a bit disrupted since the pandemic started. In a way, I've been working more in San Diego where my parents live, and working in a small apartment, so that's been an adjustment, but I managed to make half these paintings in that apartment. My daily activity has to do with trying to go to the studio and painting every day. I think I've been working with the sky and the ocean, and especially the ocean horizon, for a long time, for many reasons. One is that the ocean horizon is so mysterious because it seems to be straight, but it's actually curved. So it's really exciting when you when you can get high enough to see that it's curved. Something that we all share, looking at the sky. I always think about, like, if I'm looking at the sky and I think of a friend or my mom looking at the sky somewhere else, is it the same sky? It's something that I've been consistently interested in for a while. There are 3 panels in these BQO paintings, and they each represent a different, I would say, a different part of my world as I'm swimming, because the idea for these paintings arose in my mind as I was swimming. So there's that underwater part, which is the bottom panel, and then the middle panel is the most difficult to depict and to think about, and that's the surface of the water, simply the surface of the water. And then the top panel is always the sky. And I made them separate panels. So BQO stands for Burton, Queequeg, Odysseus, and those are 3 characters in works of literature that I reread in preparation for making these works. All 3 of these characters interact with the water and use the water to kind of help define their identities. I was an English major in college, and I read a lot of 19th century poetry, English poetry. And somehow that has stuck with me, or probably a better way of putting it is that I gravitated towards that subject matter because it's something in me. Like, a lot of the subject matter comes from, it's either autobiographical or literary, or sometimes even something to do with science. I tried to make them more directly about my experience in the water, as opposed to previously they were that plus, like, imagined spaces and fantasy, like another planet. When I started this series in earnest, it was during the pandemic, and that's the reason why we started spending a lot of time in the water in San Diego. It's the first time that I did any real ocean swimming. They call it rough. And I noticed there were really strange things happening in the water, and the water was clearer. And it was really beautiful, but it felt very ominous because it just didn't seem normal. And then in other times during the summer, it got too warm. So then there would be too much algae. And it's just a harbinger of what's going to happen, I think. Like, there'll be all this fluctuation that we don't any longer have any control of, and people are talking about trying to fix the situation, but it's probably too late. So these works are a little bit about that too. For a long time I pretty much just made abstract monochrome paintings, and that's already a long-standing modernist tradition, which is pretty much out of vogue now. But I like being in the space that is not popular and that's been overdone, and trying to find just a little bit more meaning there. Oh, I was really excited that this was gonna be held in Busan obviously because of its relationship with the ocean. I mean, I've been in other cities like that, like maybe San Francisco and Hong Kong, but like I haven't been in a situation where the dense city is right on the ocean, the open ocean. And so my experience of the ocean here has been so interesting because like it's been very extremely inviting and scary. Another thing that I think would be great for people to get from these paintings is a greater appreciation of the ocean, and just that it's such a beautiful and great part of our world, and shouldn't be thought of simply as a resource for us, but a part of our world that needs to be cared for and sustained so that the whole earth has a chance to keep going in the way that it has for these millions of years. So, I mean, just a little bit of awareness about that sort of thing would be really, I'd be really grateful for that.